Thank you, brother. How does this thing work? That makes me go to the next one. Okay. Very cool. I'm Justin Ferris, J Ferris Media. Super happy to be here today. Wow, there's a lot of you guys here. Really, hey, Heath Harris is here. He's a great friend of mine. We do a lot of video stuff, and we work with Heath a lot on that. I've been watching some of your new stuff. But all right, let's see if this clicker works. Okay, let me go back first. So this is Lizzie and William, and that's their mother right there, Sarah. Or my big why. Sarah loves attention directed at her. So, so those are my big whys. We've all got big whys in the room. So today, when I was really thinking about last night what I wanted to talk about today, I said we could come in, we could talk about frame rates and aspect ratios and gibs and jibs and all these super technical stuff, and I'm sure you would all be really impressed with that. But I want to leave you guys with a lot of value today. So we're going to talk about video selling, and this is a method of selling that I work on called the gap sales method. Okay, so there's me and Sarah. My background, by the way, I'm a recovering realtor. I'm no longer in production, but did real estate sales for 7 years. Please direct all real estate business to Bethany, because I don't like driving buyers around anymore. So that's really where I got a lot of my training at. The mission of J Ferris Media is to empower business owners to succeed through strategic sales conversations and video marketing. They help business owners understand their customers' goals, motivations using the gap sales method. This method positions a salesperson as the guide, helping customers achieve their goals. J Ferris Media also emphasizes the power of video marketing to answer customer questions and showcase expertise 24/7, ultimately leading to increased sales. This is a great quote by Mark Cuban. Selling is not about closing a deal, it's about opening relationships. Who would agree with that? Who has the majority of their sales that come through them through referrals and relationships you built over time? Okay, perfect. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to do this. So the gap and gap method stands for the G is for goal, an aim or a desired result. Ambition, a strong desire to achieve or do something, typically requiring determination or hard work. And prerogative, an exclusive right or privilege exercised by a person. Does anyone see a hierarchy there? Okay, so a goal is just, if I'm going to pick on Jess Lassiter a little bit. Jess, where are you? Oh, there you. Okay, you're little. No, you're fine. So I'm gonna pick on Jess a little bit. So if I'm going to Jess and we're talking about a goal, I could say, hey, I want to save money for retirement. Is that a goal you help people with? Absolutely. If I'm going to her with an ambition, is I want to be an investor. Is that an ambition people come to you with? Okay. But a prerogative, we're going to step it up a little bit. I think, Keith, you would agree with this. The book of Proverbs says, a good man leaves an inheritance for his children. So you see, we just went from, I just want to save to retirement. I want to become an investor. I want to be a good father. I want to be a good person that my kids, even after I'm gone, are benefiting from the work that I've done. Keith, would you agree with that? Absolutely. So understanding your client's goals, what is the desired outcome they're striving for? So GAP, really, I actually helped develop this with my counselor, because she talked about how in counseling, she opens up a gap with people. Where are you and where you want to be? Let me encourage you when you're doing your one-to-ones, talk to the other person about where do you want to be? Where are you right now and where do you want to be, and how can I help you get there? What is their long-term aspirations? What is their prerogative? We talked about that. This guy, I think, is one of the greatest sales guys in the world. Who knows who that is? That's Mickey. That's right. So who's the hero in this movie?
The chicken.
The chicken. So I love what Mick does with The Rock in here. The Rock has a prerogative. He's the champ. He just hasn't won the belt yet, right? Mick's the guy who helps him get there. The problem that so many people have, and I read this amazing book called Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. If you read one book this year, read that book, Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. And what I learned in it is that you are the guide, not the hero. In virtually every movie that you're going to watch, especially action genres, you first meet the hero within the first 17 minutes of the movie. Within about 10 minutes from that, you meet the hero's problem, their gap. And then right after that, you're going to meet the hero's guide. You're going to meet Mick. You're going to meet Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're going to meet Gandalf. That's who we are. And the problem that so many people have whenever we are selling ourselves to somebody is that we compete with the client for the hero position. How many times do we hear people go, I've been in business since 1908. I've won 17 awards and I'm the best looking guy in town. Nobody cares. Literally nobody cares. People gloss over. They're interested in what can you do to help them? So we want to get into that. The levels of selling, when we're selling to a goal, we're just providing basic information and answers. You're just a kind of a GPS. That's a low level of selling. That's super easy to replace. Insight, people really like. Nigel, do people ever pay you for your insight? Or come to you for your insight? Right, well, you get paid a commission, right? When you've got an insight on that, everybody sometimes come with you with information that's false information. Your insight puts them in a different place, and then inspiration. So you can take me from, hey, I need some information on that Tundra, to I want to be a cool guy driving a truck, to I want to provide a really safe and enjoyable ride for my family and feel like a good dad. So, go back one more, okay. Information, insight, inspiration. Okay. All right, building relationships through video, inbound through outbound sales. How many of you guys know that outbound sales is starting to go away? Anybody get that spam message on their phone as spam risk? All the stinking time, right? So outbound sales, it's getting harder. Bethany, you like calling for sale by owners? You like calling expires? No, it's hard. If you can't make your phone ring, and that's why we're all here, right? Because we all hate cold calling. So we're going to be referral partners and have people call us. Creating that inbound sales. Who likes to go out and do sales calls on Christmas, Thanksgiving, kids' birthdays?
I like cold calls.
You like cold? You?
I call them going down the interstate.
I can't imagine how many cold callers you've tried to recruit to BNI. So, going out and making those cold calls is really hard. When you've got video, though, you're duplicating yourself. How many of you guys want to do video, but you don't know what to do video about? Raise your hand. It should be most of you. Okay, very good. So how do you decide what you want to make a video about? I want you to write down your 3 most common questions that people ask you. What are somebody just shout out a question. James, what is a question somebody asks you?
What is a business broker and what do you do?
Perfect. We need to make a video. What's their next question? Why are That's a video. Boom. What else?
Does it hurt?
Yeah. There you go. Okay. So when you can be doing those, I had to look to see who said that at first. I was like, oh gosh. Yeah. So you get that a lot too. Very good. So those are the things that you need to make a video on. Those are the things that we want to work with you on, because you can be building relationships with people while you're asleep, while you're at your kid's soccer game, while you're enjoying Christmas with your family. People are searching for these things all the time. 51% of all YouTube videos now begin with how to or how do I. They're using it as a search engine. If you're not on there, somebody else who's not as good as you are answering questions to your potential customers. So part of building your business and having a legacy that you can pass on, or a business that you can go to James and help sell, is having that. James, if somebody had a video library of 100 videos that were getting thousands of views every year, would that increase the value of their business if they're generating leads with that?
Absolutely.
It's huge. So video is that powerful tool that you can use. We just went through this informational, insightful, inspirational stuff. One thing I love about this is, I'll use Bethany as an example. Someone calls information, hey, what's the price on 123 Main Street? And then what happens when you tell them the price?
Thanks, bye.
Click, boom. It's just informational, insightful. If you can get them into an insightful, Bethany and I have been to a lot of the same training programs together. You can get into insightful questions. Hey, just before you go, let me ask you, have you been inside that house? Oh, no, you haven't been inside that house? Well, what drew you to that house? What really stands out to you about that house? You start getting into the insightful conversations, and then they have objections over here. Well, let me ask you this. Are you currently a homeowner, or are you an aspiring homeowner? When you start getting into that kind of stuff, I got 1 minute. That's when you really get into things. So how do we really sell BNI? And I like what Steve does. Steve, you do an incredible job at follow-up. I feel like if Steve calls you, you're either going to join BNI or get a restraining order. It's one of the two. That's it. I love that.
That's my goal.
Yes. So when I'm talking to people about BNI, and let me see if it will go back to the first slide here. When I'm talking to people about BNI, I think of these 2 little rascals right here. And I was telling this little girl, her name's Lizzie, she's 9 years old. I said, listen, one day when you come of age and it's time for you to get into business or have a job, I said, you're going to inherit this group right here. I want her to be able to come work for some of you guys. okay? Because that's the legacy I want to pass on. It's not just about creating leads in here, getting more business for myself, being the most connected guy in my circle. It's about being able to have something to pass on to our kids, right? Because like Proverbs says again, a good man leaves an inheritance for his children. So you guys are the inheritance I'm leaving for these two little rascals here. You guys will have to put up with them after I'm gone. And I just really appreciate everything that you guys do. You've enriched my life, and I hope I can enrich yours.
Nice job, sir.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, brother.
So I just looked on my BNI app.